getting a university degree without any study or exams. Sound too good to be true?
Come be a part of Newford University to soar the sky of excellence.
Hundreds of thousands of people have fallen for pledges like this from fake online universities.
These people are really bad. These people are thugs.
101 East investigates the Pakistani company allegedly pulling the strings behind this scam and the lengths they will go to keep the money flowing.
Success is the best revenge.
Getting a degree isn't easy. For most students, it entails years of study and hard work. Increasingly, millions of students are trying to gain vital qualifications by studying online. But not all online degrees are what they seem.
Salutations to every one of you watching.
Meet
this
the
video
head
right
of
now.
the Department of Law at Newford University, which says it's based in the United States.
We host one of the most renowned faculty in the world.
Newford promises no more marathon study sessions, no more cramming for those dreaded exams, and all at a bargain price.
Our education standards and protocols are constantly revamped to provide our students the very best possible service.
Newford's website claims to have a presence in more than 180 countries. And it's not the only online university selling its global reach. Must claims to be the world's largest university, which was news to Benjamin Plackett, an investigative journalist who specialises in stories about higher education.
Establishing how big the network was took time, and it was something that came step by step by step, and then the floodgates opened. Must University was the first institution that we came across.
Benjamin quickly discovered a lot of different university websites with some very curious similarities.
So all the websites for the universities have the same template. They have a banner at the top that says the name of the university. The colours are different. There is a little picture of a woman with a headset ready to take your call. And then they have a little box here that tells you about the kinds of courses that you can do at the university. And the other thing that is very similar is that when you log on to these various websites, they'll do a pop-up and say, we're having a special offer on scholarships, call us now. That happens on every single website.
The websites also often feature endorsements from staff, like lecturer Ethan Turner at California Port University.
Teaching at California Port University is a great achievement in my academic career.
But we were unable to find any lecturer called Ethan Turner, or indeed any university called California Port. When we searched for the address given on the website, we ended up at what appears to be a Mexican butcher shop.
I would say it's only obvious when you start to scratch. I was shocked at how obvious it was after just a very small amount of scratching below the surface.
Dromount University claims studying here will bring you a step closer towards professional excellence and features a glowing testimonial from one of its students.
Dromount was an awesome experience for me. I was able to earn my PhD in leadership and education administration.
But when we checked out Dromount's address, instead of an impressive university campus, we found a tin shack. The common denominator between these websites is a company called Exact.
Exact, world's leading IT company, founded in...
So the first time I heard about Exact was from a source of mine in Abu Dhabi. He basically sent me an email saying, I've been offered a scholarship from this university and it just sounds fishy to me. I checked them out, and the more you found out about them, the more you realised they're dodgy.
Exact's owners say it's Pakistan's biggest and most successful IT company. But to its critics, it's the world's biggest degree mill, selling bogus degrees to hundreds of thousands of customers.
Exact now has a global presence in 6 continents, 120 countries, and 1,300 cities.
Exact, located in the heart of Pakistan's biggest city, Karachi, claims that in less than 10 years, it's grown into a billion-dollar company employing more than 25,000 workers.
और पाकिस्तान की आईटी एक्सपोर्ट्स को $50 बिलियन तक ले जाएंगे.
Exact is the creation of one man, Shoaib Ahmed Sheikh.
In 1997, Mr. Shoaib Ahmed Sheikh embarked on a journey to create a company that would become a household name in every industry.
मैं दुनिया में सबसे अमीर तरीन आदमी बनना चाहता था. बिल गेट्स से ज़्यादा अमीर.
As Sheikh's company, Exact, grew, so too did his reputation as a business mogul in Pakistan. But in May 2015, Pakistanis woke up to some shocking news.
एग्जिट के सीईओ शोएब शेख को एफआईए ने हिरासत में ले लिया. दफ्तर सील, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, साइबर क्राइम और फ्रॉड के तहत एफआईआर दर्ज होगी.
Sheikh had been arrested and charged with being at the centre of an astonishing complex web of fraudulent activity.
There are allegations that these were all fake degrees, and then just by paying a certain amount of money, you can buy a degree.
तो मैं आपको पहले बता दूं, एग्जैक्ट ना कोई जाली डिग्री का काम करता है और ना ही एग्जैक्ट किसी असली डिग्री का काम करता है.
Sheikh insists that his company simply makes software which businesses of all types, including online universities, can use to find customers. His lawyer, Shaukat Hayat, says Sheikh cannot be held responsible for what happens between customers and online universities that use Exact software.
The exit function was only to run a call center to render services to that university for providing an information on behalf of the university, respective university, for educations.
And Sheikh's lawyer stresses that his client has not been convicted of any crimes.
If crime has been committed, then it has to be proved. There has to be material that it has to be shown in the trial. This is unfair and unjust.
But when the Pakistani authorities raided Access's offices in May 2015, they found a mountain of compelling evidence. There were hundreds of thousands of blank degree certificates, lists of hundreds of fake universities, bank accounts showing payments amounting to millions of dollars, and tens of thousands of names and contact details for customers around the world. There are also recordings of hundreds of hours of phone calls where representatives of the fake universities demand payments from often terrified customers.
You're just paying an amount of $10,000. For just a small amount, you're actually putting at risk everything else.
For God's sake, listen to me that I have sold my assets to pay this last amount.
The recordings were stored on hard drives at Exact call centres. Local media reported that the police also found proof of evidence being destroyed, with documents being burned, files dumped into the sea, and computer hard drives smashed. Despite the arrests and seizure of evidence, many of the online universities linked to Exact are still up and running, and the Pakistani authorities have not taken steps to shut them down. So what actually goes on in these fake degree operations?
Hello?
Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
Hello, hi. Is this the Al Arab University?
Hello, is that Gatesville University?
Yes, it is. How can I assist you?
To find out, researchers in London and Singapore made a series of calls to some of the universities linked to Exact's network.
I was told about online universities is where you can sort of get a degree over this flexible.
The callers presented themselves as lacking any of the kind of academic qualifications normally required by legitimate universities, but very keen to buy a degree. The response was always immediate and positive.
Yeah, that is possible, Harry. You're connected to the right place. So you're looking for an engineering degree with bachelor's, right?
A bachelor's, yeah.
In the online world, it doesn't take long to find offers that seem too good to refuse.
Okay, so Harry, would you like to take the classes and courses with the university, or do you want to enroll in the experience-based program that is for the working adult?
Oh, what does that mean, the experience-based program? That sounds good.
For these online universities, a lack of basic academic qualifications simply doesn't matter. Potential customers are told life experience is enough.
Okay, but I wouldn't actually have to take any exams with the university.
Exactly. In this case, you don't need to take the classes and courses or do not provide any kind of examinations at the university. Your degree credentials look like a normal degree.
A whole range of degree and diploma courses are offered, all at a bargain price.
You can get a discount, a minimum discount of 50%, that goes to 85%.
Without having to do any actual studying or take a single exam, the lucky student is soon the proud recipient of an impressive-looking certificate, showing that he or she has been granted a degree from a world-renowned university. Then in May 2015, the New York Times published its own investigation, which for the first time identified Exact as the world's biggest degree mill. At first, the expose threatened to bring the roof down on the company.
All my life, all my money is paid now to university.
But the story of Exact and the fake degrees was far from over. Karachi is a notoriously violent city with frequent clashes between criminal gangs. Against this backdrop, the Exact controversy has stirred concerns for the safety of some of those linked to the case. After 15 months on remand, Shoaib Ahmed Sheikh was released from prison on bail, and the investigation seemed to grind to a halt. Sheikh refused repeated requests for an interview, but we were able to speak to his lawyer.
He has been deprived of not only from his liberty, remained in jail for many months, as well as lost all his business, and after release, he trying to establish his business again and facing a lot of difficulties.
Exact claims its financial success may explain why the company has been targeted for investigation. But the prosecutors who worked on the case have little doubt about what had been going on.
देखिए जाली डिग्री तो मेरे ख्याल में ये बहुत बड़ी जुल्म होता है और तालीम के साथ भी जुल्म है और इस माशरे के साथ भी जुल्म है और जाली डिग्री का कारोबार तो अब दुनिया में इतना फैल चुका है.
Lawyer Salahuddin Gandapur was part of the prosecution team building the case against Sheikh and Exact.
उसका 420, 471, 468 वो मैनिपुलेटेड डॉक्यूमेंट्स या गलत डॉक्यूमेंट को सही बना के शो करना को क्राइम बोलती है और उसकी सज़ा है. प्रोसिक्यूशन का केस यही है कि वहाँ जो डिग्रियाँ थी वो तमाम जाली थी, कोई यूनिवर्सिटी मौजूद नहीं थी.
As well as the wealth of documentary evidence of fake degrees being produced on an industrial scale by Exact, the prosecution also had detailed statements from key witnesses.
हमने कोर्ट को दिखाया था कि ये लोग हैं और फिर तफ्तीश के दौरान उनके अपने मुलाजिमीन में से 3 बंदों ने जो है ना वो कन्फेशनल बयान अदालत के सामने दिया था कि हम ये कारोबार करते थे, जाली डिग्री बनाते थे.
At one stage, the prosecution had 79 witnesses. But in Karachi, legal proceedings do not always go smoothly. prosecution witnesses began to change their minds about testifying against Exact.
नहीं आया तो जाहिर है अब गवाह का इस मुल्क के अंदर हो सकता है वो डर रहा हो क्योंकि हमारे पास कवानीन बहुत कम है गवाह की प्रोटेक्शन करने की.
Before the trial court, only 9 witnesses are remaining, and all the witnesses, not a single victim come forward against the Exit, against their director accused or other accused.
गरीब आदमी जो रोटी रोजी के लिए परेशान है और वो अपनी ज़िंदगी से भी जाए या अपने बच्चे को मरवा दे तो क्योंकि ज़ाहिर है क्राइम करने वाले के हाथ बड़े लंबे होते हैं उनके हाथ छोटे नहीं होते.
In Karachi, the local media have reported threats of violence and intimidation towards prosecution witnesses, from police investigating Exact to even the prosecution lawyers themselves. Gandapur and 3 other lawyers withdrew from the prosecution. There is no evidence that Sheikh or anyone connected with Exact was involved with any threats or violence. After 15 months of legal arguments and delays, Sheikh and the other senior managers were released on what the prosecution considered a technicality.
स्टैट्यूटरी डिले का प्रोविजन जो है ना हमारा क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड के अंदर मौजूद है कि अगर कोई मुकदमा 2 साल तक नहीं चलेगा या 1 साल तक नहीं चलेगा जिसकी सज़ा 10 साल है तो उसको बेल पे रिहाई मिलेगी.
To his defenders, Sheikh was freed because the case against him fell apart.
Therefore, it is a case of no evidence. So far, the witnesses, those who have been recorded their statements, and only 9 formal witnesses are remaining. So prosecution has failed to establish its case since the very beginning.
As the prosecution case began to crumble, the embarrassed authorities asked Zahid Jamil, one of the prosecution lawyers who had withdrawn earlier, to resume the case. Here is Jamil talking about the Exact case on Pakistani television in August 2017.
मुझे थोड़ा हमें एहतियात से बात करनी पड़ेगी तो अगर मैं पूरे जवाब ना दे सकूं तो प्लीज़ आप माइंड ना कीजिएगा. मेरे ख्याल से ये मेरी अपनी पर्सनल बिलीफ है जो रिकॉर्ड के अंदर हमने पाया और मैं नहीं मेरे साथ 2 और भी प्रोसिक्यूटर्स माशाल्लाह थे 3 थे बल्कि उन्होंने बेसिकली हम सब की ये कंबाइंड ओपिनियन थी कि ये केस जो है तगड़ा है इसमें एविडेंस बेतहाशा था. मतलब ऐसा ओपन एंड शट केस है एविडेंस के मामले में कि मतलब इससे बेहतर केस बनाया नहीं जा सकता.
When he renewed his work on the Exact case, Jamil received anonymous threats of violence. Then in September 2016, his home was attacked with a hand grenade.
आपसे जो डिमांड थी कि आप ये कीजिए या ना कीजिए वो पहले आती है या ग्रेनेड का हमला पहले होता है?
सर पहले तो मुझसे कहा गया था कि आप ये कीजिए, मैंने नहीं किया. चंद चीज़ें थी इंस्ट्रक्शंस, आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू डिटेल्स. और उसके बाद जब मेरे वापस मेरे ख्याल में लाया जा रहा था तो उस वक्त ये हमला हुआ है.
No one was injured in the attack, and no evidence has been presented then or since to link it in any way to Exact or Sheikh. Since the grenade attack, Jamil announced he would play no further part in the Exact prosecution. He declined to comment further. But in a previous interview, he described the high stakes involved in the Exact prosecution.
पाकिस्तान में जो अमाउंट आ रहा था वो दिखाया तो बहुत ज़्यादा जा रहा था कि ये $10 million पर मंथ आ रही जो बहुत बड़ी रकम है. ये फैक्ट है.
The US Department of Justice says that Exact has collected at least $140 million from customers worldwide. Tens of thousands of Americans are thought to have bought degrees from universities linked to the company. But no American has been willing to travel to Pakistan to pursue their grievance there. A former senior figure of Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency, Amar Jafri, has been following the case.
People have refused to come forward. They don't have trust in the systems in Pakistan, the security situation in Pakistan. Here's the money, here's the trouble. Go to the court, have some, the system does not support the honest people coming to the court and give witnesses. What happens when they go back? People are not that many courageous.
Without witnesses willing to appear in court and with prosecution lawyers too frightened to continue, the case against Exact collapsed. Sheikh was granted bail by a judge, Pervaisal Kadir Mamon, who was since admitted to a higher court that he took a bribe of $45,000 to release Sheikh.
The judge who granted the bail recently, he agreed that he took money. In all financial cases, this happens. Because they people don't operate in isolation. They operate with a number of other characters also, normally, because they have the money. And they have a free money to give it to people. It's not a matter of power, it's a matter of power of money. And this happens in every country. These cartels, these mafias, they operate together.
It's a matter of public record that universities linked to Exact have sold hundreds of thousands of degrees to online students around the world. And some of these degree holders have taken up positions where genuine qualifications are crucial. These lists were seized by the Pakistani authorities when they raided Exact's premises. There are thousands of names of individuals who have been able to take up professional positions, sometimes where safety is an issue, even though these qualifications are bogus. In Southeast Asia alone, we found thousands of fake degree holders in Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Some are working as doctors, nurses, teachers, and engineers. Thousands of people employed in safety-critical jobs while holding bogus qualifications. It alarms Dr. Atta-ul Rahman, formerly of Pakistan's Higher Education Commission.
It could be a huge disaster, because whether they are medical degrees, then you have medical doctors who are practicing medicine without knowing medicine. If they are accountants, then they are in the field of accountancy without knowing anything about accounts, and this applies across the field in various fields.
In 2016, a member of the newly elected government of Myanmar had to issue a humiliating apology after one of his impressive-sounding qualifications turned out to have been purchased from Exact's degree mills. It was revealed that politician Yu Kyor Win's master's and doctorate degrees in finance came from the non-existent Brooklyn Park University. Despite this revelation, Yu Kyor Win continued to serve as Minister for Planning and Finance for Myanmar. There's no way of knowing how many of Exact's hundreds of thousands of customers around the world were innocent dupes, and how many were knowingly buying a fake degree to get a job they were not qualified to hold. 4 years after the allegations against Exact first made headlines, fake universities are still out there looking for their next easy mark.
With just a couple of $1,000s, I could get an American degree and become a full-fledged chemist. It sounds a little bit too good to be true.
Exactly, it is.
Well, I don't know if I really trust that, because from what I've read, you're part of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of universities that are completely fake or online or are all linked to a company called Exact. Where are you right now? Where are you based?
California, Stockton.
Well, I find that quite confusing, because from also what I read, you're actually in an office in Pakistan working for Exact in Karachi. Is that not true?
No, it isn't true.
But how are you linked to Adamsville University, Nixon University, Berkeley University? All your websites are the same. It's completely bizarre.
Linked to that university, Olivia. Okay.
But on one occasion, there was this one guy where I confronted him and said, look, you guys are clearly criminals operating out of some office somewhere in the world. I don't know where you are, but you're terrible humans. Like, you're really scamming people out of money and time. And he just laughed. And it was this really sort of harrowing cackle down the phone. And that was when I really was like, wow, these guys are not nice people. That, you know, the thugs, that these people are enjoying the fact that they're taking thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds away from people.
In 2018, the Chief Justice of Pakistan said that the scandal has tarnished Pakistan's name, making our heads bow with shame.
It makes me very sad that Pakistan is being portrayed in a negative light, and it makes me sadder that the whole issue has not been properly legally investigated and a decision taken. We should let the court, the justice take its course, but it needs to be done quickly, not in a matter of years. And that's where the failure of the justice system is.